much as that short video gives us a good glimpse into what Mary has achieved, it's a very short glimpse, so I'm going to add on a few words of introduction. Mary Kom is the only boxer, male or female, to have won 8 World Championship medals. And of those 8, 6 were gold medals. She was the first Indian female boxer to win a gold medal at the Asian Games, first to win a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games, and also the only one to have won gold medals in both the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games. In the 2012 Olympics in London, she became the first Indian boxer to win a medal. She won the bronze, and we'll have a question about that to her in a little bit. And I think the most stunning statistic, she's won many, many, many awards, including the Arjuna Award, the Khel Ratna Award, as well as the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan. And just to give you context, there are only 3 sports persons in India who have won the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan. One is Sachin Tendulkar, the other is Vishwanathan Anand. And please put your hands up and welcome the third, Mary Kom. Mary, we are extremely privileged and honored to have you here today. And equally excited to introduce Viren Raskina. Viren has been the captain of the Indian hockey team. He's represented the country in the Olympic Games as well as the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games. At a very early age, he took an interesting career choice to leave sports. And you know what? Decided to get an education. And we all know why people do that. So he went to the Indian School of Business, finished his MBA. But right now what Viren does is he's the managing director and CEO of the Olympic Gold Quest, OGQ. And they help and support athletes in India to win medals at the highest level, especially at the Olympics. They have supported Mary, but many other athletes, and we'll hear about that journey as we go along. Let me maybe start with my first question to Mary. Mary, you've had a remarkable career, remarkable, right? And of course, for people like us in the audience, we see the great achievements. We've seen, of course, the movie. But behind all of these is the struggle. And so maybe you could start us off by helping us understand what drew you to boxing and the journey, the struggles, the trials that you have gone through to get to this point.
Well, before I answer that question, thank you, Haswinji, for having me. Thank you, everyone. It's really honor, of course. If I share that journey today, I think I won't finish, but I'll make it a very short, like, you know, since 2009, supported by OGQ. OGQ is my backbone, actually, becoming from very humble background. And then, I was, becoming from very humble background. I don't have much support from, parents also. If I say, must be you have seen, if you have seen the movie, Mary Kom movie, must be, a little bit that it's showing the struggle part, that is very less. Reality, what I have done so far, I struggled a lot. Initially was no sponsor, no endorsement. So OGQ is first ever, sponsor, So, well, team, I am here. In reality, I did a training so hard for the last how many years? Initially was a little tough, hard. Well, no sponsor, from the society that, support-wise, and, if I'm talking about even the government side, the facility and all is very very lacking. So whatever the, facility we got, that is not world class at all. After 10 years only, I've already become 3-time, 4-time, and after Olympic medal, then it's a lot of change. For the last 5 years, 7 years was a lot of struggle. I was traveling by bus, by train, and that also sleeper class, can you imagine? Even the sleeper class, there is not what we say, no reservation. So that struggle I have for the last 5-6 years, very tough, very hard. To become a champion is not easy at all. So OGQ, after 2009, am I right, Viren? So after OGQ came, then I was a little bit, stable, comfort. I was traveling by flight, wherever I am. So that was, and more, I can, focus more on my training. And after all, what I have achieved in Olympic Games, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games is, it's, sponsored by OGQ only. So OGQ has, contributing, for me, it's a huge and really, amazing journey with OGQ and me especially. So we have a lot of, what is story behind, there is so many behind the story also, fun, at the same time. And now I am thinking OGQ is not my sponsor, OGQ is my family. So that is the relation, connection between OGQ and me. For the last 20 years, my journey have been, that true I have achieved is because of OGQ.
So thank you, Mary. My question then goes to Viren, who is now the Managing Director and CEO of OGQ. You had a career as a sports person as well, playing hockey at the highest level, but you gave that up, and now you're involved in Olympic Gold Quest. Tell us a little bit about what made you make that transition, and what does OGQ do? How do you do what you do? And a little bit about some of the successes that you've had.
Yeah, thanks, Ashwin. Thanks for inviting me. It's an honor to be over here. Very briefly, and I want to go a little bit into Mary's struggle as well, because so OGQ is a not-for-profit foundation. Our mission is to help Indian athletes win Olympic and Paralympic gold medals. OGQ was founded by two of our sports legends, Geet Sethi and Prakash Padukone. I think they're all fairly senior people in the audience, mostly Indian, so I don't have to say who are Geet and Prakash. For youngsters, I have to tell them that Prakash Padukone is not just Deepika's father, okay? And they founded OGQ with a very sharp mission. Vishy Anand is also on our board. And we currently look after the training of over 400 of the best young Olympic and Paralympic athletes in about 10 individual Olympic sports, 9 individual Paralympic sports. These are the best of the best young kids. So we started supporting PV Sindhu when she was 13 years old. We started supporting Lakshya Sen when he was 10 years old. Aman Sehrawat and Manu Bakar, who won medals this time at Paris when they were 14 years old. So it's a long journey to the Olympic podium. In sport, everyone tends to see the final, the finish line, whether you win the medal or you stand on the podium or not. But I think the journey of blood, sweat, and tears, and I've seen Mary's journey at very close quarters. And to be honest, I played the Olympics in 2004. And the Indian hockey team, so at Athens, India was playing Australia in a very crucial league match. We had to beat Australia to reach the Olympic semi-final. That time, hockey was 2 halves of 35 minutes. Now it's 4 quarters of 15. For Australia, a draw was enough to go into the Olympic semi-final. India was leading 1-0, Australia equalized 1-1. In the second half, Dhanraj Pillai got a yellow card. He was suspended for 10 minutes. Now it's hard playing against Australia, 11 versus 11. It's bordering on the impossible, playing with them 10 versus 11 for 10 minutes. Australia scored 2 goals. They were leading 3-1. Dhanraj came back on the pitch. India made it 3-2. 7 minutes left on the clock. India made it 3-all. That was still not enough. We were throwing the kitchen sink at Australia. In the last 10 minutes, India had about 5 penalty corners. Everything we flicked at the Australian goal, their keeper saved. With 4 minutes left on the clock, India hit the Australian goal post. The ball hit the goal post, rolled along the goal line, but didn't go in. With 52 seconds left on the clock, India had a free hit on top of the Australian D area. Except our goalkeeper, all 10 of us went on top to try and score. And in that last minute, what happened in a blur. Because in our urgency to try and score, one of us made a mistake. The Australians intercepted the ball in their D. They counter-attacked us, and with 20 seconds left on the clock, Australia scored the winning goal that night. Australia won that match 4-3. That match finished around 10 p.m. Athens time. I remember crying on the sidelines till 12 midnight, because for me it was 7-8 years of intense effort, sacrifice to be at the Olympics. I remember being very angry and frustrated, not because India lost, not because one of us made a mistake. I remember being very angry and frustrated because I felt the system did not gear us well enough to handle the pressure against the best teams in the world when it really mattered. When your heart rate is at 200 beats a minute, can you execute under pressure? Because at that level, athletes train so hard so they can take that pressure and make decisions under pressure. And that Australian men's hockey team, by the way, Ashwin, went on to win the Olympic gold medal. So in sport, the difference between gold or just participating can sometimes be the width of a goalpost or 20 seconds left on the clock. And that's why I admire Mary, because Mary achieved when there was no precedent in women's boxing. There was no one to pave the way. And today, Mary's achievements, if you see, I work very closely with sports, first as a player, now for the last 15 years, looking after training of young athletes. I know Mary is such a role model for every kid. Out of the 400 athletes, I'm from Mumbai, not a single athlete is from Mumbai. Not a single athlete of our 400 best young kids train in Mumbai. 95% of them do not come from Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, or Chennai. They come from the small towns or villages. The dichotomy in India is where the resources and coaches and trainers are, and the facilities are, the hunger and fire and talent is not there. Where actually the hunger and fire and talent and desire is there the facilities and the coaches are not there. And Mary growing up didn't have boxing gloves. She didn't have running shoes. She didn't have a coach. And she didn't have the right nutrition. When she went to London 2012, that was the first time women's boxing was at the Olympics. Until 2008 Beijing, there was no women's boxing at the Olympics. It was only a men's sport. And Mary was a boxer in the 46 kg weight category. To London, she had to go to 51. That's like 5 kgs more. That's about 10% of your body weight. Mary had the opposite problem that all of us had. We have to all try and lose weight. Mary had to put on weight. I wish we had that problem now. But we just try to ensure she had the best, because sports science plays such a big role in the right nutrition, the right physio, the right recovery, the right trainer. And I know, of all my 15 years of now working with some of the best young athletes in the talent, I've never seen someone like Mary, because again, we have the opposite problem with her. With most athletes, you have to push them. Mary, we have to actually pull her back because she works so hard in training that you say, Mary, please take it easy. Because Mary will be willing to run through a brick wall every single day in training. Because they say that the Olympic medal is not won on that day when 1 billion people are watching. It's won every single day at 5:30 in the morning when no one is watching. And there is where Mary trains harder than anyone.
So not only do we have to grudge Australia for cricket, now for hockey also. But let me come back to Mary. The Olympic medal obviously is a special one. 2012, and like Viren rightly said, you had to move from 46 kgs to 51. Tell us a little bit about that journey and how did it feel to stand on the podium and getting an Olympic medal?
Well, to stand in the podium after, winning, of course, that is another, joy and, cherish the happiness that after all, the struggle which I have faced in life, so that is the best moment ever, I should say. After winning Olympic medal is, my life is changed. Recognition, change in a sense, I'm not saying that Mary Kom is having attitude, arrogance, Sorry. So mostly I have changed, at least the responsibility of, upcoming generation, that way also. Recognitions a lot, then people, they should know me more about, So before means, if I'm talking about for the past, before Olympic, I should say, I have already win 3-time, 4-time world champion. The very less recognition. See, Olympic is Olympic. Everybody is, said Olympic. So I don't know. I am not defined that the difference, World Championship and Olympic. Even World Championships also, it's very that level competition. And I think World Champions is more tougher. Olympic is only the selected, qualified. Even qualification, there are so many boxers, they couldn't able to qualify. Some reason, maybe they could not able to, perform some days, some time. So World Championship, every country, I think more than 45 countries competing. So in Olympic is only the selected, only those who are qualifying for the Olympic. This is the, but people know that Olympic is Olympic. So life is changed after the Olympic only. Thank you. And more recognition after all that.
We recognize your frankness. Viren, in this journey of building these Olympic champions, you said the 5:30 a.m. thing of Mary is a great insight. But can you share some more anecdotes and struggles of champions that you have groomed? Because like you rightly said, we all see on TV, in the newspaper, and if it's Olympics, we get even more excited maybe than we should be. But the struggle behind that, we would love to hear and use that as motivation and inspiration for ourselves. So.
Yeah, I think there's just so many examples. I could go on all day. I'll quickly try and give you 2 examples. One of the wrestler, Aman Sehrawat. Just quick show of hands, who knows Aman Sehrawat? Who has heard of Aman Sehrawat? Very few people in the room. No one's watching the Olympics enough. Aman Sehrawat is a wrestler. He won the Olympic bronze medal at the age of 21, the youngest individual medal winner at the Olympics in the history of the Olympics for India. Okay. Aman was orphaned at the age of 11 years old. Hailing from Haryana, most boys take up wrestling. He became a wrestler. He was selected at the Chhatrasal Wrestling Academy. That is the mecca of Indian wrestling. Okay, all 6 male medal winners have come from Chhatrasal Stadium, one academy. In Chhatrasal Stadium, the boys live in the rooms under the stands of the stadium. Ashwin, the size of the room is from where you are sitting till that wall over there. 30 young kids in the age group of 11, 12, 13 stay in one room. 30 kids, 15 mattresses they sleep. That's where Amman came from. As Amman got bigger, better, he was moved to a room of 16. As he got bigger, better, he was moved to a room of 8. Got bigger, better, was moved to a room of 4. At the age of 21, Last year in September at the Olympics, he won the Olympic bronze medal. And he said, Bhai Sahab, hopefully now they will shift me to a room of 2 people. And, Amman, like I said, we started supporting him at the age of 14 when we spotted his talent. OGQ, we support at least by ensuring they have the best coaches. So there was a foreign coach for Aman. We gave him a lot of exposure abroad to train. There was a physio, trainer, nutritionist, mental trainer, everything for him. But along with all of that, we have about 150 of the best junior talent in the country in the age group of 11 to 19. Since most of them come from very poor families, we give them a stipend of 20,000 rupees a month, just 20,000. Aman told me something after the Olympic medal. I had not known of it before that. He's saying, Bhai Sahab, jab aapne ye 20,000 diya na, you changed my life. You gave me dignity back. Because when he was 11, 12, 13, he could not afford the food cost of rupees 4,000 per month, subsidized food at Chhatrasal Stadium for all the trainees. The coaches used to pay for him. And it used to hurt him that he could not pay on his own. Think of it, that's just little over 100 rupees a day. And he said, when you all started giving me 20,000 rupees, it gave me my dignity back because I could repay the coaches. He's saying the money that I saved, I sent my daughter to school and I gave, his younger sister to school and gave her an education. And that broke my heart to see actually what is real struggle of an athlete. And that boy, from that position, went on to win the Olympic bronze medal. Today, in his room in Chhatrasal, he has a saying on he's not satisfied with that bronze medal. He's put the picture of an Olympic gold medal over there, and he's put, if it was easy, anyone would do it. And that's Aman Sehrawat. Mirabai Chanu. Quick show of hands, anyone's heard of Mirabai Chanu? She's a weightlifter who won silver medal at Tokyo. OGQ started supporting Mirabai Chanu in 2016 after the Rio Olympics. We are not supporting weightlifting or Mira till then. Mira, like Mary, hails from Manipur, small village, very poor family. She's only 4 feet 11 inches tall, so if she stands beside me, she comes up to a little bit over my, under my shoulder. In 49 kgs weight category, to challenge for an Olympic medal in weightlifting, you have to lift in clean and jerk 115 kilos. That's like lifting Ashwin and me together. Okay? Now that is so heavy, that bar is so heavy, I'm 80 plus kilos, I cannot, that doesn't make Ashwin, sorry, I was not very good in maths, Ashwin. That bar is so heavy, I cannot lift it 2 inches off the ground. When you go to lift it, I'll get a back injury for the rest of my life. Now, Mira, we were tracking her for Rio. We are not as she was expected to be top 10 in the world, not win a medal. We were very surprised when she failed in all her 3 lifts. So we were very curious. So in December 2016, I made the journey to Patiala to find out what happened. I had dinner with Mira and her coach. That dinner turned into a 4-hour meeting. And Mira was actually, on that 4-hour meeting, she was sobbing on the table for 2 hours as she was narrating the story of failure. She said at Rio, the pressure of expectation that she put on herself was so intense that she mentally blacked out. She forgot the process. And weightlifting is a process. If you forget one element of the process, you cannot make a successful lift because you're talking about weights that normal people like you and me cannot even think of. And she equated it to someone preparing for a very public speech for 5 years. And when you actually go on the platform in front of 1 million people, you freeze and you forget all your lines. So that meeting taught us that Mira is very talented, her coach is very talented, but the importance of the ecosystem and people around her, it was pathetic. We first gave her a very good psychologist to ensure she overcome that fear of failure that kept plaguing her. We gave her a very good we gave her a very good nutritionist because we had to ensure for the next 4 years, which became 5 because Tokyo Olympics got postponed by a year because of the pandemic, that she would, we had to maintain her weight within 49 kilos, yet have the explosive strength to lift 115 kilos. We had to give a very good physio because I'm a hockey player. We look after boxers, wrestlers like Mary. Mary knows how many injuries they've had. I've seen a lot of injuries, but I've never seen the kind of injuries that happen to weightlifters. In the last 3 months in the lead up to Tokyo, Meera had 4 separate injuries, a back injury, neck injury, shoulder injury, and a thigh injury. And each time I thought, oh shit, it's gone. 5 years of effort gone down the drain. But they say that Olympic champions are built out of something else. That young girl was so brave, so courageous. She kept fighting, pushing the pain barrier. And finally, 24th July 2021, first day of competition at Tokyo, Mirabai Chanu finally successfully lifted 115 kilos and she won the Olympic silver medal. I cried buckets of tears. For me and the team, it was 5 years of effort. For Meera and a coach, it was 10 years of effort. Exactly 3 months after the Tokyo Olympics, they had the weightlifting national championship. The number of girls that participated tripled just because of a hero and role model like Mirabai Chanu. When we started supporting Saina and Sindhu in 2009, there were 30 badminton courts in Hyderabad, 30 in Bangalore. Today, there are over 7,000 badminton courts in Bangalore, almost a similar number in Hyderabad.
It's just amazing. I mean, the lives that people like Mary and you and others live, it's not just about what you do, it's about what you inspire people around you to do. And Mary, I also know that you're supporting boxing in your home state and other parts from the grassroots, so that's amazing. All of us in this room have great goals and aspirations which we want to achieve. What would be your advice for somebody who's really achieved your advice? Yes, we're very keen to hear your advice for somebody who's really achieved so much, coming from so little but achieving so much. Anything that we can learn from you?
I don't think my advice is required. So they are more intelligent and, worldwide. They have seen, they have known, they have so many things, But then if I share my advice, then if we want to achieve something in life, that is, I can say only never give up, keep fighting. Never give up, keep fighting. So I have been doing for the last 20 years. And sometimes, what happened up and down, life, it's not going, stable, or, sometimes it's coming down, sometimes again, we are pushing our, limit, and then at the same time, we are able to achieve. And we are not able to consistently, we are not doing the way what we want. But I always believe myself, and I'm pushing myself and doing it, focus, all the time. When I'm in the training, when I'm in the competition, inside the ring. So that always focus, and very keen actually. So that is never give up. And if you have a, that the I want to mention that, one thing, that there is a will, there is a way. That always I have that willpower. I don't know everybody have or not. So if we have that will, there will be a way for for me and for you also. That is very
well said. Very well said. Very well said. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting, never give up. Boom, boom, boom.
Ashwin, I just also want to add
Mary
that
said keep fighting, not keep boxing, not hitting people.
Mary won her Olympic medal after being a mother of 2, I might say, and she's a mother of 4, and she's just amazing. Yeah, so the way she has fought, and I know that period from 2009 to 12, her kids were very young, and it broke her heart because she was training in Pune and kids were in Delhi. And as a mother, to be away from young kids for months on end, it was so hard, it broke her heart. And she used to always be very angry at me because I push her a lot in training. But yeah, she's just an amazing inspiration. And if Mary can do it, she's just a great inspiration and role model for so many young girls, especially all across the country.
For all of us, not just the young girls, even for the old men. But I just want to turn the spotlight a little bit. OGQ is also supporting para-athletes. And we have a video that we have to play as well. So, Viren, do you want to say a few words about what you're doing there? And
Yes,
then we
just
can play
very
the
quick
video?
context. We support, in 2019, we started supporting para-athletes, athletes with physical disabilities. And we researched for a year and a half before supporting them. These are athletes who have, some of them have upper limb amputations, some of them have lower limb amputations, many on wheelchairs. And when people look at them for the first time, they tend to see the disabilities. Our research team, we tell them to first look at the abilities. These are people of exceptional talent and quality. We have a high jumper, Nishad Kumar. He has an amputated upper arm. He jumped 2.08 meters. That's 7 feet with an amputated arm. We have Mariyappan Thangavelu. He doesn't have 1 foot. His foot was amputated because a drunk truck driver ran over his foot. Sheetal Devi, you all know Sheetal Devi, the armless para-archer. Everything in life that we complain about, that we take for granted, Sheetal cannot do. She cannot have that bottle of water on the table. She cannot have food on her own. She cannot put her clothes on her own. She cannot go to the washroom on her own because she cannot push or pull a door. And that girl has learned to fire a bow and arrow with her foot and pulling it with her drawstring between her neck, chin, and shoulder. And these are incredible athletes. Ashwin, we're very proud to say that in the last Paris Paralympics, India won 29 medals. The training of 25 of those 29 medal winners was supported by OGQ. A few of them, I think few of the medal winners, there's a short video, so I would love to
Yes,
see
can
that.
we play the video, please?
कहते थे लोग जो काबिल नहीं है तू देंगे वही सलामियाँ दिल थाम के जहाँ देखेगा एक दिन तेरी भी कामयाबियाँ करके दिखा कमाल वो आके ज़मीं पे दे के जाए आसमां शाबाशियाँ 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 शाबाशियाँ
I get emotional every time I watch that video. But look, when we come to summits and conferences like this, there are 3 main things that we get from it. One is we meet interesting people. Second is we learn something new. But the third is that we get inspired. And I just want to end by thanking Mary and Viren. Today you have, your lives are inspirational. What you've done for the country as athletes, the way you have given back, the way that you continue to give back is inspirational. But today for this audience here, you've now helped us maybe dream a little bigger, not worry so much about the struggles we have, because we see that as pretty small compared to some of what other people have gone through and achieved. But thank you so much for giving us bucket loads of inspiration. Thank you.